a man and a woman to the struggle to become one. Whenever any individual approaches the married person with a desire of adultery, that person has an approach upon that which is sacred. The keeper of the vow, the male and the female, the male and the female must be like a sentry on post.
Come on now.
To guard against any intrusions into that which is sacred by that which is profound. This lays an important duty on each mate, and that is to forbid the entry into the sacred precinct of marriage. Anything that is destructive of this institution, even to the thought, imaginary, or fantasy of another individual other than the husband or wife, remember, as a man or woman thinketh in his or her heart, so is he or she. So I know if we're guilty, we know confession. So, but that's how sacred marriage is. And right now, the reason why we want to embark on dealing with the marriage workshops or marriage seminar, or just talking to us about marriage, is because now divorce is through the roof.
Right. That's right.
In the mosque, the church, as well as the synagogue. And then young people saying, get married for what?
For what?
Right. Here's a sacred institution, and we're saying, get married for what? What happened? What is causing our young people, as well as the adults, to turn against the institution of marriage?
That's true.
Why? Because we have taken God out of the
marriage, right?
Marriage.
That's right.
I want to say it again.
That's right.
Because we have taken our God out of the institution of marriage.
Right.
Look, to the point where now some of us have changed the vows in the process of getting married.
Woo.
You know, we got some new vows now.
Covenant marriage.
You don't even want to mention God.
No. It's not a vow.
We gonna talk. And strike for rich or for poor. Strike it out. And don't mention for health, bad health. I'm through with you. I'm out of here. I need to give me another new young one. Oh, all this is taking place. But why is that 1 minute, oh, I love you so much. That's 1 minute. On both sides now. And just a few days.
Few days.
Come on now.
Hatred
Pure hatred.
have set in.
Love,
How could that happen in a sacred place? How did that happen? Those of you that have gotten a divorce now, if you really think right now, don't, confession, that has gotten a divorce, I guarantee you, I can trace it back to ego. Say it again.
Damn.
I'm gonna say it again. Unemotional now. Now don't come up here and want to choke me now. Just think about it. Now I want you to really think about this. Unemotional. If you've got a divorce, and right now if you're on the verge of getting a divorce,
Right.
I can trace it to ego. Male or female, and there ain't no one-sided.
Right.
And if you think about it, you'll say, I was in Birmingham last week by the help of Allah, and I spoke on this. And after I finished speaking on this, two brothers came up to me. One is a pharmacist, and he said, Brother Sharrieff, I thank Allah for you coming over here today to even speak. He said, I never even thought about my ego. He said, right now, my wife and I are on the verge of getting a divorce. He said, because you taught me today about ego, he said, I thought about it, and it's all my fault.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
That's what he said last week.
That's right.
He said, when I thought about it, it was my fault, because it's my ego.
Out of control.
He said, so I'm going home tonight, and I'm going to atone with wife, hoping that she will accept my tone.
Cat there.
So I have not heard from him, I hope. Praise be to Allah. Now, but I want you to really think about it, because really, maybe we have never really thought about ego. And when I say the ego in the divorce, what causes divorce, sometimes we, especially us as men, me, I know I was guilty of this. Because I don't want you to tell me nothing. I'm right.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm the man.
That's right.
Ignorant as hell, but I'm the man. Wife smart and intelligent, but I'm the man.
Right.
Ego.
Mm.
And when I heard Don Lewis Farrakhan say this, I kind of disagreed with him just for a minute. Personally, I didn't say it out. He came to Howard University. He said, 99% of what the woman said, right.
Hallelujah.
I'm sitting up in the stand, I'm saying, wait a minute.
You said you disagree.
I'm saying, wait a minute now. 99? And the men, we only get 1 point?
Think about that.
That ain't right. Then what I did, I went and took evaluation personally. I said, I'm going to check myself out. And I tell the same story. I said, I took a roll around, see in D.C., the Beltway goes around D.C.
That's right.
So I got on the Beltway drive, just me and God. I asked God, I said, why is it that I can't accept truth coming from my wife?
Wow.
I'm talking myself, no ego in the car now, because it's just me and God talking. Because everything my wife said, I go against it.
Wow.
Although I know it's right.
Right.
What made me do that?
Ego.
And I'm asking myself. Because I didn't want nobody around so I can have the ego inflated. I'm talking to God. We going around this place, I say, now, my wife told me that she was right. I said, she told me she was right. She told me this, and she was right. Why couldn't I accept it though? I didn't go against her because she was wrong.
Right.
I went against her because of my ego.
Uh-huh.
And that's when I realized it was my ego that caused me to go against the truth that my wife was giving me. And she did. I couldn't even say she was cussing me out. I couldn't say that because she didn't. I couldn't say she was angry because she was a little monotone. I had no defense.
That's right.
So I had to face myself and God in the car. And I said, damn, the minister was right.
Mm-hmm. So
that night, I went home. And I'm saying, now, who I can get in? And I opened the door, and the chain was on the door.
Oh.
Ego down, kicked this down. No, ego. My wife came to the door, and she said, may I help you? No. Ego jump on. Yes, darling. I would like to come in my house, please. But when you like that, you got to control that ego. Because now what man will be locked out of his own house? Right. I'm looking back, anybody see this? The neighbors? Ego. It's real, I'm telling you the truth.
Come on now.
She said, you want to act like you got some sense? That will set me off, that one. I said, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. She said, all right, lock and let me in, right? I'm in the house now. I get in right quick, I slam the door. Bang! Ego. She said something. My wife, she get a can of water. Yeah. Is something wrong? No, ma'am. Oh, I'm talking about, which I think you call it eating crow. Yeah. I ate crow that night. But I learned something from my ego. And I'm telling you because it's true.
Right.
My wife said, let's sit down. I said, yes, ma'am. We sat down at the table and we talked. And I said, because minister said you need to go home and apologize. Because you know you was wrong. He's talking to everybody in order. I got to make myself apologize at that table. After you locked me up, I got to apologize to you. I swallowed. I asked my wife, would you please forgive me? Because minister said, go home and tell your wife, please forgive you for the food that you were.
Right.
And I had to make myself say that. Yeah. I said, honey, I want you to forgive me for the food that I was. But I had to submit my ego. Woo. See? I had to force me. And I'm telling you, if you be honest, you know you have an inflated ego. And that's why in the MGT and GC class, look at the message of God saying, He's supposed to teach you all how to handle your husband. Because you are very dangerous with your tongue. That's just real. I don't know not one black wife, or if you got a girlfriend, that haven't gotten you a husband with your tongue.
Right.
And if your ego is inflated, then you want to become an unlicensed dentist. And attempt to beat her down. Those that say attempt, because now she don't play that.
No,
she
sir.
will beat us down. That's real. And I'm saying, I really, if you don't take nothing away from this night, brothers, if you can take and go check out your ego.
Right.
And don't allow it to become inflated. I guarantee you, if you can do what the Abdul kind of teaching us about, rise above emotions into the thinking of God, you can get your woman back, get your wife back, and divorce the even talking about it will go out the window.
Yeah.
But you got to bring God back in.
That's right.
That's right.
I'm going to say it again.
Right.
We have to bring God back into the marriage. You can't handle that woman without God.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
I'm going to say it again. Oh, I know you will go. I'm going to say it again. Because we got to keep it real.
Yes, sir.
This is God's woman.
Yes, sir.
And you cannot handle God's woman without God.
That's right.
Now think about that. And you wonder why we got divorced? Because you're trying to handle God's woman without God.
That's right.
Well, I can handle it. I can do it myself. Oh, we'll try it. And look where you are. See, this part right here we don't like because our ego, you can't win the argument against God's woman. It's just something that God put in. I'm going to say it again. And that's why we want to become the dentist. You can't win. So now you want to fight and you can't win that no more. Because they learning how to fight. So now we got a reason.
Right.
And that's why you got to have God in us.
Absolutely.
To talk to a goddess. See? Because see, check this out. Now she's God's woman. She's angry as hell. She's disappointed as hell. And now the wrath is there.
That's right.
And the minute we say, pow!
Come on.
Mike Tyson. Bam! How we gonna win? Now if you come with God, even if she grab, you know, and I'll say this, my wife and I, we used to battle. We got a disagreement. And we said, look, I didn't get married to be miserable.
That's right.
I got married because I wanted to be happy.
Right.
So this is what we institute. Anytime we have about to have an argument, our words to each other is supposed to say, will Allah God be pleased with what you say? Check me. Now I want to fight with God? So when she going to say something quick, will God be pleased with you talking to me like that? Checkmate. Checkmate. If we keep, that's what I say, we keep God at the center. Then we got to reason with each other. And then don't let Satan come in and take over.
Right.
So I'm saying, today what I wanted us to do was, I want to bring forth witness bearers. That the second time around is better. So I want to ask Sister Karima to play a song that I want y'all to listen to, and then I'm asking the couple to come up on it and come up here when I get in this series. So I want y'all to listen to the words though. I know you're going to deal with music, but listen to the words. So Sister Karima, I want you to play these words because I want y'all to listen to it. because I will bring forth a living couple. Here we go.
Second time around.
Second time around. The louder we go.
Calm down. Ready.
Okay, that's stuff y'all think about. Now,
Now wait for it.
I've asked my brother and his wife to come forward, and I want them to introduce themselves to you all. But this is their second time around. I want you to hear it. I'll let them introduce themselves, and then I'd like for them to have an open statement to say whatever God put on their heart to say, then I want to ask questions. Okay?
Assalamualaikum. Sir. This is Sister Catherine Muhammad. I'm Brother Rodney Muhammad, and like Brother Mr. Sharrieff said, yes, this is our second time around. Allah blessed us to be reunited again, and actually He said some things I didn't think about until now. So all praise is due to Allah. So I open in the name of Allah, beneficent and merciful. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, Master Muhammad. I bear witness that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is his messenger Messiah, the exalted Christ. And I bear witness that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is our leader, teacher, guide, and champion in our midst today. I wouldn't know of any of this if it wasn't for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I just want to start with that.
Yes.
I wouldn't know anything about striving or even trying to be a good husband if it wasn't for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I wouldn't even know, because Brother Marcus mentioned some stuff that took me back home. He said, how I got into the story. Because my grandparents, parents, when they were Southern Baptist preachers. So that really resonated with me, how I got over the story. And then he also spoke, and Mr. Sharrieff touched on as well, duty. And like I say, I wouldn't even know anything of duty of Islam if it wasn't for Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And Minister Sharrieff put it on me, and I had been all the while, I've been thinking about different things. Oh, I was this, oh, it was that, oh, how was this, that. But it all goes back to ego. It all goes back to ego. And I just want to share something real funny with y'all, because Sister Catherine, she'll like it, she'll be okay with it. But because it was like Minister Sharrieff's lock on the door story. It was one of, I was acting real crazy back then. And I was over a friend's house, hiding out from her. Thought I was anyway, but she knew where I was. And y'all see, little Sister Catherine, she came over with she from New York, right, Brooklyn. She came over with a baseball bat. And the brother opened the door, then he had his godson there. She came to the door, asking some questions. You know how around the world you got your boy, he ain't gonna rat you out. She opened the door, how you doing? young brother looking. He said, has it been by his day? No, I didn't eat it by his day. The young boy looking. And she said, well, he's your best friend. Then, he was being smart. He said, key point, best friend. So I don't know that. And the young boy asked him, he said, well, he asked, when she left, well, what was she going to do with that bet? So he go, what else she was going to do with the bet? You know how she is, women crazy and that. So years later, fast forward, we married and whatnot. I asked her, what was she gonna do with that bag? She said, I was gonna whip y'all ass. I said, so we talked about it for a minute. I said, she was gonna do what? So I had to still kind of calm the ego down. Yeah, I was gonna get that bag. I said, you was gonna do what? So it was, it all bears witness to ego. It all comes back to ego because I had to, one of the things that we were going over in class Monday night was love, and duty. They kind of go together, or synonymous. And even in the latest issue of the final call, the minister centerpiece is on love. God is love, duty. So that's a little something of, my piece on the second time around. But I truly thank Allah for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, because I wouldn't know anything of love, marriage, or even striving to be more dependable, which I am. Striving to be more kind and courteous, to my wife. Striving to be more obedient to the laws of Islam, and just, like Brother Marcus said, trying to, really build and make my, how I got understood. So I thank Allah, and everyone here in some shape, form, or fashion, has been a part of that growth. I learned from all the believers, whether good, bad. I learned from all the believers, and I thank Allah for you. That's all there.
Come on, sir.
So full that you shared that story. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, who came to us in the person of the God of love. And I can never think of Allah enough for that great man, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and the man who he left in our midst today. He's our great champion. He is our reminder and warner in our midst. And I speak of none other than the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I'd like to greet you all in the greetings of peace and paradise. Assalamu alaikum. Brother Minister Sharrieff,
Yes, ma'am.
I want to say thank you for giving us this opportunity to share the story. I didn't know what really I was going to say outside of I thank Allah for Minister Farrakhan. I heard Minister Farrakhan in the 80s. I was in high school. And even though I didn't come in the 80s, it was in my heart to come. It wasn't until I met this dear brother Rodney, and we talked about Islam together, and I began to share what I knew, how I heard Minister Farrakhan, so we came in together. So I say all praises due to Allah, because as Brother Rodney has stated, if we didn't hear Minister Farrakhan, where would we be? So I thank Allah for Minister Farrakhan for intervening in our affairs.
Come on.
Right now, today. And as we came through the doors, I thank Allah for that thing. Because as Brother Rodney stated, I am from New York. I do, and a lot of us city or women do have a way about us, whereas we don't take a whole lot of nonsense.
That's right.
When I married Brother Rodney, I made a covenant to the God. I made a commitment to Allah that I would fight and stay married to Brother Rodney. unfortunately, it didn't work out
First time.
the first time. We stayed married for 15 years in Islam. Things happen, of course, and Allah blessed us to return back to one another. It was a nice, bad, in between 10 years time frame in which we were apart or divorced. We was married for 15, divorced 10. Did I ever think I was going to be marrying or remarrying Brother Rodney? Rodney? No, sir. No, ma'am. But Allah saw fit for me to remarry Rodney. Minister Farrakhan had given a lecture on forgiveness. And he spoke heavily on forgiving. He talked about how Allah can forgive us of all the wrongdoings, all of the sinful acts that we do, and we all have sin. But we can't forgive our brother, our sister, our family members for things. So I allowed the time for me to grow in understanding myself and the God. And when I heard Minister Farrakhan speak on forgiveness, I started doing a self-reflection on myself. Oftentimes, as women, we hold a lot of grudges. When someone steps on our toes, or when someone speaks to us incorrectly, or when someone mishandles us improperly, we hold grudges for long periods of time. And we might not want to admit it, but we do. Even with each other. But when I heard Minister Farrakhan speak so strong on forgiveness, it made me self-reflect on my relationship with my husband and my family and everything else. And that's, for me, when my life began to change. Because oftentimes, when we hold things, it creates stress, it creates diseases, it creates problems internally. And I've had that, but don't need to share. But it happens because we hold on to so much. And as women, we tend to hold on to things, and as women, we know 75% of the work is with us, right? So that's a heavy burden to carry. So it wasn't until I started releasing the forgiveness and letting things go is when my heart opened up and my mind opened up to receive my dear brother. And the beautiful part about it is we have 3 children from our youth. And my middle son, who looks exactly like my husband, he had a nonchalant spirit when we divorced. Pretty much like my husband. Nothing bothers him. He doesn't really flinch. He doesn't make, he's just, no nonsense. So my middle son, you didn't know where he was coming from. You didn't know how it affected him. Well, my middle son, Sabir Nadar, had some difficulties. And as he had some difficulties, it's funny, the scriptures say, train up a child in the way they should go. And when they get old, they shall not depart. So he got off and he said to me, Mommy, because Rodney had just came back into the state a number of years back. And he says, you and Daddy are really getting along. I said, because it's called forgiveness. I said, and big communicators. So my son said, Mommy, you taught us about forgiveness. And you always talk about forgiveness. And this is before I even embraced it. You can say things out of your mouth, but not truly embrace it. So he was sharing what I had trained them for many, many years. And so he said, when Daddy looked nice again, Mommy, you know what? You should forgive them. And I said, what did you say? You should forgive them. You should practice what you preach. And so our children are great students, even in the midst of the storm, and even when we think they're not listening, they're listening, even if they're not here and active, they're listening. And so my son and my daughter began dropping little seeds and little hints. They went to work, basically. So that also added to our communication. That also added to us. We was already beginning to get along much better. But when you really embrace certain words such as communication, love, forgiveness, it makes a whole bit of difference. And so as you see, we're not faking. We get along.
Wow.
We barely argue.
Heck yeah.
This is the truth.
Come on, Chief.
When we communicate, we strive to communicate in the best manner, as Mr. Ron teaches us. If we do disagree, I'll share my 2 cents, Rodney will share his 2 cents, and we may not agree, but he may, okay, I gotta go this way, and I'll go my way. I don't keep going back and forth. See, when you grow up, you learn this, the divorce and the separation allowed myself, and I'm quite sure Rodney, to grow up and understand people, understand ourselves, understanding life, children. And sometimes a little space is necessary. Did I want that to be? No. But it happened. But Allah saw fit for us to come back together. But just sharing that, the second time around is better. It really is better. Again, the communication is very good. Finances is extremely good. Rodney is OCD, so I don't have to worry about cleanliness. And I could go on and on about different things. However, I want to, I guess, have a seat. So if you all desire to ask questions, because I know we don't have a whole lot of time, then we can share our plight.
Thank you. Praise. I want us to know that we are Facebook Live, and then we have other people we call groups are tied into us. So we got thousands of people that's listening and looking, and this is very edifying to all of us. I'm quite sure. So feel free now to ask them questions. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When you were talking in the beginning, I was going to ask about forgiveness. Were you able to forgive each other? And sister answered. Because I know in the process of atonement, forgiveness is the 6th step. So a lot of things have to happen before you actually can forgive a person, even though, to really embrace and really forgive a person. So did he, because like people always say that you can forgive a person without them asking for it. Like, so in y'all, the situation of 10 years apart, was brother asking for forgiveness? Was he asking to be forgiven? Or did you just say, I forgive him?
Are you asking me, did I say I forgive him? Or you asking me, did he forgive me? Which one?
Was he asking for forgiveness? Was he asking you to forgive him because you just came back together?
Okay.
So was he asking you to forgive him? During the 10 years, was there a constant, you know how when you lose a woman, you steady come back and say, sister, you know, you can get that, you know, was it something like that?
Oh, thank you for the question. Thank you for the question. Thank you for the question. I'll say this, Rodney never attempted to initiate asking for my forgiveness until, let me think very clearly, maybe 8 weeks, he initiated asking for me to forgive him. I did accept his asking me to forgive him. I did. However, let me go back to that embrace me. I said it out of my mouth, but I didn't mean it. So it's not until you mature and internalize it is when a difference will take place. Now, when Rodney apologized and asked for my forgiveness, I too asked him to forgive me. And Rodney shared with me that it wasn't you, it was me. So he took full responsibility for the breakdown in the marriage, the divorce, or what have you. And I added to him, and I said this, I said, Rodney, it takes two to create and have a relationship. And you were not the sole person in the breakdown in our marriage. You played a part, and I understand you're taking responsibility, but I played a part as well. And I'm taking full responsibility for my part. Did we assume that we were going to be getting married again? And that wasn't on my radar, that wasn't on my mind. What was on my mind was trying to be free. Trying to be free and feeling good about this brother so that I can grow and so that I can be that example of a woman and a mother before my children so that they will respect their father. But I'll say this, brother, and I know I'm going on a little bit. I never bad talked Rodney to my children. Just as I would never. Just as I would never bad talk any believer to my children. If my children, and I know I'm going a little off, but I'm gonna bring you back in. Minister Farrakhan said, I can't quote verbatim what tape he said, but he said that you are a no good brother and a no good sister if you go home and bad mouth the believers to your children because they have no business going toe to toe with an adult or looking at an adult as if they're their peers. And he said that is why our children won't come in the mosque, because we badmouth the believer. So if I have a misunderstanding, and oftentimes we do have misunderstanding because it may be a breakdown in communication, will not share that with my children. No believer, if I had a disagreement, will my children stop speaking to you, Brother Minister, or you, Brother David, or you, my dear brother, because I don't have those types of conversations around my children. If I do, it'll be in my car, it'll be in my brain, it'll be off, but it's not gonna be in the home with my children. And as women, we have a responsibility to train our mouths, train our hearts, train our brains to do that, because if we're trying to build a nation, we can't build a nation by backbiting, slack talking, and gossiping about each other, and in particular my husband. So I didn't drop bad seeds in my children's brain. If they ask me a question, I strive to be honest and answer it. I hope I answered your question, my dear brother.
Great.
Anybody else?
Brother Rodney, in the process of forgiveness, how did you actually feel in that moment when you had to suppress your ego to deal with your wife?
So how do I have to suppress my ego to deal with my wife? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Yes, and I guess, well, yeah, I know that's a part of growth. And like I said, before I started hearing Minister Sharrieff talk about ego, it didn't really dawn fully on me. There were multiple things that I wasn't, in tune with, because of course you weren't, let your ego get the best of you. Or I didn't have the understanding that I should have. Of course you let your ego get the best of you. So I know now fully, I can say that I had to humble myself. I had to truly, because I had some things, some people, and some entities to help me, while I was away, because I wanted to be whole and healed. And that was one of the reasons why, I thought it was best to step away, so that I can, even though Sister Kathy didn't plan on getting back with me, my plan all along was to get back with her. That was my plan all along. So, I was striving to prepare myself, and like I said, I was blaming many other things, but the root of it was ego. As she mentioned, finance. I mean, Mr. Sharrieff used to say it all the time when he was the Supreme Captain. Romance without finances. So it has a I wanted to work on my finances, and I wanted to work on being more respectful and humble and tolerant and courteous and considerate, So I truly had to, look within, and really find the strength and the real connection with Allah. I did a lot of driving around, and like we talked about the belt, I drive around 285, driving around the whole different state of Minnesota. I had to have a real understanding, and believers shouldn't be afraid to get the help that they need.
That's right.
One of the things that I reached out to was, counseling, and sometimes it takes a unbiased entity, Minnesota's a good state for rehabilitation, as far as I'm concerned. They have a lot of different. They're more inclined to help in so many ways. But I enlisted in a program at the University of Minnesota, and I told them, I said, one thing we're not going to do. You're not going to be giving me no medicine. I'm not going to be taking nothing. You're going to stick me with that. You can ask me all the questions you want to ask. So they did that. We were able to dig deep to get some understanding about some things, and I was able to really, get in tune with Allah and myself, and really, suppress that ego and be able to understand, how to forgive and how to let myself forgive. Because I was told by someone, you're gonna have to let some of that burdens go. So I had to let some burden go in order to. I had to. Yes, he said I had to forgive myself first. I was like, what are you talking about? We're not talking about me. We're talking about her. He said, no. He said you can't forgive nobody else if you don't forgive yourself. So that was a big part of me having to, really forgive myself first, and then find the strength to strive to be a good husband, which is what I am striving to.
children and things. What Sharrieff mentioned earlier about the woman being the woman of God, which is 75% of the work. Now that 25%, from what I've observed when it comes to divorce, is the money, finances. I would like to hear from both of you, not even Brother Sharrieff. That 25% seems to wreck the marriage. Finances. How can you give some advice to the people that aren't married, especially the brothers, about that 25%?
Yes, sir.
Good question. Excellent.
Yes, sir. That's a good one question. And I would say one of the first things that I had to prove or tried to prove or wanted to prove or did prove is that I can take care of myself. You know, I ain't gonna lie, when I left, I was in bad shape. So bad shape, Sister Cathy gave me, what, $100? I didn't say that.
You think $100 to leave?
Yeah, I don't know what's that or not. So one of the things that I was destined to prove, you know, and I think it was good for us to, you have to be able to take care of yourself, you know. So I, you know, got worked on and getting my credit, you know, where it was supposed to be. You know, I just went to work, you know, not even keep looking at it. Turn around, you know, went in the store one day, they said, your credit score is 700. I said, what? You know? So I went to work to strive to be self-sufficient. And my sister, you know, I have an older sister, passed away, an older brother that lived there, you know. And one thing about my sister, she was a lot like my mother. And she, you know, she said, yeah, you can come here anytime, you know. And I came, but she put stipulations, you know, 6 months. You know, so I said, oh, she's just talking that, you know. I'm up in Minnesota. People thought I was crazy, you know, going to Minnesota in the winter time. It was December, snow on the ground, and you're coming from the south. So she said, oh, you know, 6 months. So we got close to 6 months, you know, I'm saving my money. And I said, oh, I ain't gotta go. She said, oh, no, you gotta leave 6 months. You know, I said, oh, she for real. So I went and got, you know, a small apartment, you know, and I tell anybody, don't be afraid to cut it down to the bare. Come on. The bare. You know, that's what I do all the time. You know, I mean, I had no, you know, I wasn't doing the wrong thing. I was trying to do the right thing. So I had no girls that coming over drinking, smoking. So I, you know, had a nice, humble, small apartment. I was going to work at the bank, and I would, you know, I would cook some soup. I would have soup and bread, go to work. I would be working all the time. So I said, I got to get this thing right. And then I would, you know, do things, you know, counseling and things to improve myself. So when I came back, you know, like I said, my ultimate goal was to get back all along. That was my goal. So I had already started the process to buy a home. You know, so I got back in 2013. That was October, and I think I closed on the home in December. So I said, you know, I got to be able to, you know, show and prove you because it helps you to feel better about yourself. Because before, you know, there was a lot of, oh, can you help me with this? Oh, I'm short on this. Oh, can you do this? Oh, I only got 50. Oh, can you come up with the other 745? You know, like, well, I'm only like, she always got money and I don't, you know. So it just coming down to that. That's a big part of it. So I got the home and I said, you know, I gotta do something. I never did. I'm gonna furnish the whole thing by myself, you know. So I'm looking around, oh, you got a couch. Oh, you got a bed. Oh, you got this and that. So I wanted to, you know, and I had a card that my sister's husband gave me. And yes, I bought it for $900. I'm gonna tell you, I made some money off of the deal too. The car, it was covered with snow. It was a 98 Mercury Sabre or something like that. So I went out there one day, you know, because when someone's doing something for you, you want to be able to give something back. So I went out and shoved the snow off the driveway and I uncovered the car. So I got in the car and it started right up. I said, okay, it's on the farmers. I can just drive this. It's all you can drive. You don't want to drive that. Started driving the car, and that was the car I drove back from Minnesota to Georgia. My sister in Minnesota and in St. Louis was worried about me the whole way. Hey, that car ain't gonna make it. It made it. And one thing that happened before I came was there was a guy in a Mercedes-Benz that hit the door, and they totaled it. You know, they said, okay, we'll total it. We'll give you, $3,075. I said, really? Okay. He said, but you gotta give us the car back. I said, okay, hold on. I'll get back with you. So I drove down to Mississippi, got the title and everything, gave me the car back, and they gave me $75. Yeah, something like that. So, and then I went and, since my credit and everything was better, I was able to lease a car. So because I didn't know what I wanted. I want to be able to show them, So was able to do that, and we had, of course our children are growing up now, so they needed things. So all that enabled us to be able to have a scenario to help our children get vehicles, which is what they needed, and also to be able to have, for ourselves. So all that helped us to just, kind of help the family in general. So seek the counseling, seek the credit repair. There's different ones you could, try out. Sometimes just live like a Muslim. It's certain things we shouldn't be buying or spending money on. So that's a really big part. So that was one of my major objectives, to prove that I could take care of myself without her. There was no slight or nothing to her, but I wanted to be able, I wanted to be able to prove that.
That's right.
And and Allah has blessed me to be able, pay for Savior's Day and get the tickets and get to this hotel. I wanted to be able to do that and show her that I have taken that responsibility, and it just helps you to feel that like a man.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that detailed report. I guess from my perspective, Rodney has always been that type of man to want the woman's there. But for me, I did it because he desired it. And then I came into myself and I said, this is what I should be doing because it's the right thing to do. However, Rodney he wasn't able to see. Sometimes, brothers, you all need help. And I was willing to always help, but he wasn't always willing to take from me. So that was sort of like our concern as far as the finances. Wherever he fell short, I'm a Muslim and I'm a sister, and he's my man, and he's my husband.
Oui.
And the minister said that we're living in a day and time in which oftentimes you need two incomes.
Right.
So I just wanted Rodney then, and even now to some degree, but he allows me to work and not have an issue or concern. He doesn't like to take my money or what have you. However, if something needs to be done and needs my assistance, I'm always willing and striving. But just in the very 15 years, he didn't want the help. So that made the struggle difficult. It made it hard. Minister Farrakhan again stated that we're living in a day and time in which sometimes it takes two incomes. But Rodney wasn't trying to hear it. But that goes back to the ego. When you have an ego, and this is no slight to any brother, you're not thinking straight. You need the sister. You need the woman. Because marriage is half the faith, right? So you need that partner to help you get to where you need to go. Mother Khadijah helped our leader, teacher, and guide. He always speaks of how Khadijah did this and she did that. I don't have no problem with staying at home and doing this and doing that, but at the same token, if I work and contribute, it's okay. It's okay. Because it's not going to be that way always, because if you love your wife, eventually in your mind, you should say, I'm getting my wife off that job. She's going to work for us or our business, or she's going to be able to do what she needs to do so I can fully maintain.
Come on, man.
It's real. We're not living in no We're not living in no story tale or fairy tale. We're living in a real world. And so, this second time around, we both come to the table with some things. Now, initially when we were married the first time, we both came together equally. We was trying to gain things to bring to the table. So we was on the same level. And even now, we're still on the same level. We come to the table with some things. So we have to talk and discuss as to what we're gonna do with his property or my property or now it's our property. It's our property. These are our cars and this is our property. So we have to sit down and be logical adults to figure out how we're gonna do it. And the beautiful part about it is our children are on board. We went to my family reunion, this is just an example. And we're at our 89th or 90th year of having a family reunion in the same place. And so we was talking family stuff around family. But on the way back, we was talking to my children about tuition and fees and all of these things that we're acquiring. So we own property now. So we shared with my children that we can rent one, bring our incomes together, buy another, one child will get one, and they can manage it, obtain funds from it, and take care of their tuition, or even have something for themselves if we should leave. So they're on board. So it's now about getting ourselves together to sign in paperwork. But I guess the point to it is you want to bring it together, and even if you have to bring your children into it, which we have adult children, so that they can see the vision, because no family wants to leave, or they shouldn't, their children, if they have, with nothing. And
so true.
all of us have been born into families, and we don't have much. But when we have children and our children have children, we want them to obtain more than what we have and to be better than us. So before we leave, inshallah, we want to make sure our children are set. So we've been talking business with our children, and I pray that I've answered your question.
Thank you.
Well, as far as the finance, we didn't come with a whole lot, but now we are, and we're working and putting our minds together. And the beautiful part about it is, Rodney is listening to me. Before the very first go round, he's a man, and he was brought up in the South, and I was brought up by a mother and a father that was in a deep-seated South, just like my husband. And they have a mindset and a mentality, and it's fine. It's absolutely fine, with the woman staying at home. But again, you all already heard what I shared about this day and time. That's fine if you can do it. But if you can't do it at this time, what can we do to come to that plan that you desire from it, or us? So I come from family members that are like that. And so oftentimes men, and I was brought up by family members, and the men and the adults, when they speak, you're quiet. And that goes for the man too. So even though I was brought up in the city, I was brought up with a Southern mentality background. And so you be quiet when he speaks, or when he tells you to do something. So for the most part, if Rodney said, do A, B, and C, that's what I compromised to. And so sometimes he didn't want, or he allowed the ego to suppress or shut me down. Now, it's a little better. It's not a little better. It's a whole lot better. And so he has an open mind to hear some of the ideas or things of that nature that we can do together. So that's the beautiful part about it now.
Now, I want to elaborate just a little on that,
Yes, sir.
because that's so critical. The finance, and especially in this day and time, because most of the female have the money.
That's right.
And that's just real. And brothers with our ego can't handle that. Most of them can't handle it. The woman making more money than the man.
That's right.
That's just real.
That's right.
Right? If you're not trying to pimp, that is. And we don't want to have pimps in the mosque.
Right.
No, I'm just keeping it real. Now, my son called me yesterday. I was speaking in Columbus last night, and I was on the way. He said, "Dad, I heard you was doing relationship class tonight, and he does a radio blog on Thursday night." He said, and the question that I want to ask you, may I ask you a question first? I said, yes, sir. He said, the question I want to ask is, should a man be successful first before he get married?
Uh-oh. Good question.
I said, good question, son. I said, do you want me to give you the truth or you want me to stroke it? I asked him that. He said, Dad, I want the truth. I said, well, son, you don't have to be successful first to get married. Not financially wise.
Not financial.
Because what do you determine? What is success?
Right.
See? I said, son, if money was the criteria
Uh-oh.
by which we get married, then why is it that the richest man in the world is getting a divorce?
Wow.
Yeah.
If you have not heard. That's right. He's the richest man in the world. He's getting a divorce. And I said, son, apparently he couldn't even buy happiness.
Right.
I said, now, son, tell me, with all that money that he had, he couldn't find a way to compromise? He couldn't pay her to stay? So whatever happened, she said, we out of here. So I said to my son, I said, son, what the world has done is going against God. Right. God said, seek ye the kingdom of God first. And all his righteousness. And then all will be added to you. We have changed it. Get all the money you can get first. And then add other stuff.
Yeah.
And that's why the world is going to hell. Because the scripture says it will make things fair seeming. What seems to be right will really look wrong, and what's wrong will look right.
Peace, brother.
So I said, son,
Man.
your mother and I, we grew together. We started off, I didn't have nothing. But God,
Yes, sir.
but I had a determination. And my wife told me then, and she would tell us now, she married potential. Right. That's just real.
Go ahead.
She said, I saw in you potential. That's what I married to you. I ain't gonna say what she said. Didn't have nothing. So we worked together. And I always was a hard worker.
Yeah.
So I went to work. She didn't go to work. My wife made it very clear to me from the beginning. I don't want to work.
Yes, sir.
My father took care of me. That's what she told me. He treated me like a queen. I said, well,
That's real.
anyway. I went to work.
Come on now. Come on now.
And I got a nice condo on the, I think it was the 12th floor. And all we had in there was a mattress and a box spring. But the condo was cold-blooded. Right? Mirror on the wall, everything. But I could come in the front door and say, and my voice said, That's what good out the hole. But I went to work though. And my wife, and I gotta be honest, my wife never,
That's right.
she saw us grow from a box spring and a mattress on the floor. And our TV, cold-blooded, little small, black and white, sitting on a milk crate. Woo! That was our TV. And our dinner table, we had 2 milk crates with a board on it. She covered it up real pretty. And had flowers and candles on it.
Come on now.
Never said, ooh, watch me. I went to work early every morning and came back late at night. When I came back during that time, I was painting, because I had a company called the Handyman. Paint all over me, concrete, everything. But I was determined to grow.
Had a determined mind.
And she would look out the window every night, or every evening when I came home. And watch me walk from the car, tired, coming home. This is the truth. My wife had my bath water rain with flowers and pebbles in it.
Wow.
Every day I came home. That's how I was.
Go on, man. Well, come on, teach this
I wish
thing.
it was like that today. Excuse me. But that's how it was. That's how it was. And I'm telling you, she had my dinner cooked,
That's what I'm talking about.
and we ate on that 2 milk cutters
Praise be to Allah.
and a piece of plywood on top covered up pretty with a candle lit every evening. And I looked, but I kept working. Because my mind was, this is temporary.
Come on now.
Not bad.
And she encouraged me. Then I came home one day, ego down.
Uh-oh.
Came home one day, brand new dining room set,
Uh-oh.
beautiful. She was happy. I said, where did that come from? Because I didn't buy my dad. Oh, hell no. Ego. This gotta go. I'm eating on milk crate. Ego now. I'm eating on milk crate. Dad bought them there. Brand new pretty table. Ego. I got to go. I don't want that. I'm going to get the dining room set.
Thank you.
She say, Daddy said he just wanted to help us. I don't care. I don't need his help.
Yep. Ego.
Ego. I'm just being honest. I got up, voice up. She went down. Daddy only wanted to help us. I'm mad. I'm angry. But somebody helping me. That's how stupid I was.
Allah. Right.
Egotistic. See, working, I'm going to work, now I'm determined. That darn dining room didn't get up at my house. I went to work, I went to look for a nice dining room set. I bought that before I got up off the box spring mattress. I'm telling you the truth. I went and got me a nice dining room set at work, paid for it, had it delivered, took the third dining room set, that my father bought, and I put it in the storage in the building. Right? I said, you tell your brother or your father, he'd come get that. Jamil had no problem. He ran and got that damn dining room so fast. He had no problem, no ego problem, and put it in his house. But I did not want no man to take care of me and my family.
Yeah.
Right? I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
But we struggled together. And she never say nothing. And every round, I was coming up.
Come on now.
Coming up. See? And that's why we're still together to this day.
Thank you.
So, saying that to say this, I told my son yesterday, I said, son, if you got rich tonight, and all those sisters start coming to you, would you know if they coming to you for you or for the money? How would you know?
You got it.
I said, why do you think so many people with money not married?
Come on, happy. Say that, come on.
And they're happy. But then you could go down some of these country towns and some of these country roads where grandmama and granddad have been together for centuries. That's right. Because they came up working hard together.
That's right.
See, and that's what's wrong now. We don't want to come up together.
That's right. Come on now.
Now because you use the word gold diggers.
Woo!
See? I'm looking for somebody who got some money, not character, not God.
Say that.
Right.
I'm looking for money.
Say it.
And that's what you end up with.
Somebody with some money.
No money. No money. See? And that's on both sides.
Right.
Men looking for a gold digger. I'm looking too. I'm looking. What, we got some money? Oh, we work this thing out. It don't last. Some of you, I'm not going to ask nobody to confess now, but some of you right now, somebody sleep on the sofa and somebody upstairs.
Oh. Wow.
Right now, in here.
Come on now.
You got money, but if you left, you'll be hungry. And y'all together, that's one reason staying together. But you're not happy. You're not happy. And then you come flossing at the mosque. Oh, yes. Your one suit clean. See? And the young people that's in the mosque looking, they never see married couples in the mosque hold hands.
No, they don't.
All walk together. See, it's a few couples
There's a
in
few.
mosque number 15
Come on,
that I
man.
see all the time.
That's
Brother
right.
Sylvester and his wife, Brother Marcus and his wife, Brother Justin and his wife. Let's see. Don't tell me that stands out. That you see them. They ain't hiding. I'm over there behind.
No rings on.
No
rings
take
on.
the rings off. That's real. See, that's why we have to build the black family again.
Black family. Allahu Akbar.
And that's why I want those who looking out and those in here to see a real couple that separated. And God allowed them to come back together.
Allahu
See?
Akbar.
And that's real. No fakeness. Showing us that marriage can work.
Thank you. Allahu Akbar.
Let's wake up.
So, anybody else have any questions?
I just
Yes,
got
sir,
one
Brother.
question. Thank God, and if whoever been through a divorce, I went through a divorce before, and I was just sitting, it's kind of healing me, you know what I mean? And even though it's been a certain amount of years, but I still talk to her. And what I'm gonna do when I get home, I'm gonna call to her and apologize. Just for the lengthy conversation me and I have, because there's still a little pressure there, you know, even though she got the children, and my son is with me, but she's still kind of bitter. But at the same time, I'm gonna apologize to her for what I done. And tell her thank you, you know, and continue, because when she was married, I thank the man for raising my son. And when I should travel throughout the South with your heart, I should send them things, you know, clothes and stuff for the man. But right now, her and the man broke up, so I was trying to help them to get back together. And that was healing for me, just helping out, because I learned a lot for myself and I listened to y'all. And you know what I told y'all before? Y'all got to do the book.
Thank you.
We got to do the book, brothers, and we got to do the tour, because everybody need to hear it. The nation needs to be healed, not only just in our community, but outside too. Because everybody's struggling with the same situation that we all have, spirit working out together and things like that, you know. And I just thank God for y'all and you and your family. You know I love y'all. You know I always talk to y'all. And Brother Minister, I just love everything you do. So we just got to keep on rolling.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Let's make the black family back.
Yes, sir.
We said, you said, Brother Minister Sharrieff, you said all divorces can be traced back to ego. And brother, you agreed that you went to sister and you said that whatever went down, it was your fault. But then sister came back and said, you know, it takes two of us, and so it was her fault too. So sister, did you have ego? Because ego can be traced back to both sides.
Yes.
I would say yes, sir. I have a little arrogancy, cockiness about myself. It was more so then than now. I'm more humble in that which I know, and I understand myself a little better. So yes, I would say I was arrogant.
That's strong.
Back then, yes.
Women got ego too.
Anybody any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Do you all, do you all have any advice for the single people in the nation? You know, trying to, especially for the sisters that want to FOI? I'm trying to say it right without me. Right, I'm on an FOI, and you know, basically, how long? You know what I'm saying? Like, no. I'm just saying, like, how long is too long to wait for a brother to say, well, because I do hear this a lot, with just not finance, the finance, and then you see sisters, because I grew up in the nations. So you see people that's been single for 50 years and they like still single. So then, you know, because people don't want to really get married anymore, even with the youth, with some of us who like, well, who we gonna marry? Because the question is there, who will we marry? Who will we marry? Who is even available? You know, like, it's a lot of people that are married, like Mr. Street said, but we don't know who's married. So the brother's looking on the sister side at the sister, but the sister married. And the sister looking on the brother side, and the brothers are married. But they're not married to believers in the mosque. You know what I'm saying? So, like, who will we marry? Who do we have? You know, like, who are the single brothers? Who are the married brothers? Who are the married sisters? I think we need to establish that too.
All right. Now, that's right on time. That question.
Come on with it, Brother Miller. Come on with it, Brother Miller.
Because my phone.
Come on with it.
My phone was blowing up because we have the courtship group that's out there. We right now, I want to give him a shout out because he's blowing me up. Brother Bilal, he has the courtship under the restricted laws group. And he said, tell her to join the courtship under the restricted laws of Islam group.
That's right.
I actually am in the group.
Oh.
She said she's actually in the group?
And
I ain't found nobody yet.
no.
No, but I'm going to. I just want to give my brother a shout out because they're tied in with us tonight. And he really wanted me to give him a shout out. So I hope he got the shout out.
Yes. Come on.
And now, speak on brothers. A lot of brothers have been hurt, and they have not gotten out of it, and you stuck on the track. And you won't move forward because every time you really begin to think of courtship, the pain of the past come up. See? And so you use that as a scapegoat to stay single, but you're not a monk.
Come on with it, Brother Miller.
Let me make that clear.
Come on with it, Brother Miller.
I said, you use that as a scapegoat to stay single, but you're not a monk. Now, the sisters come in, strive to do everything right, cover themselves up in this world, looking for a FOI.
That's real.
That's right.
And then they watch with pain to see us come in and go marry a law spouse. That's just real. And then those of us that don't marry the law spouse, we have them on courtship, on hold after every Sunday. When they leave the mosque.
Every Sunday.
Then we go back and hook up. The sisters wait, look, and watch year after year, looking for a FOI. And I'm wondering myself, what's wrong with you?
What's wrong?
These beautiful sisters that have come in, striving to do right.
That's right.
Knows what I said. Strive. All right. Looking for FOI. And you, what are you striving for?
Oh,
Come on now.
Knows what I said at the beginning. You ain't no monk.
that's right.
Just ain't got caught yet.
Just belong.
But I want to know, with your Islam, why you not looking over here?
Over here. Come on, man. Say it.
When sisters are these beautiful flowers want to be watered.
Come on now.
Say it.
By FOI.
Watch out.
What's wrong with y'all? I'm saying now, maybe I'm missing something.
No, sir.
You own it.
Because I'm telling you now, I don't want to be in no world. But ain't no one.
Woo! We need it, brother.
My wife, I love her. Yeah!
Uh-oh.
But,
However.
if anything, God forbid don't let nothing happen for me.
Yeah, I know.
Love your wife.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to have a mourning period. But damn it, I'm going to find me a companion.
Somewhere.
I'm just being honest. I don't know how you all can go home at night and lay in a bed
Big old
night after night.
California king side.
God didn't make us to be this way. He said a man for a woman, and a woman for a man. Not no on the down low, not no homosexual, none of that.
Stop it. Stop it.
Teach, man. Teach.
That's real.
And I'm pleased with the FYI.
Come on, Minister Sharrieff.
We have marriage retreat all the way.
That's right.
Singles retreat.
That's right.
Excuse me, singles retreat. All the sisters, beautiful, put their best on. Spend all that money to look pretty.
Right.
And you won't even go and eat. Look!
Not interested.
No. What's wrong with you?
Right. No more nothing.
What about that?
I'm gonna die singing.
No, I'm just keeping it real. I'm asking you, mighty FOI. We got beautiful sisters.
All over.
The nation. But I'm talking right here in Atlanta.
Don't want those sisters.
What's wrong with you all?
I don't understand it either, brother.
I mean, well, maybe I missed a memo or something. Maybe you have asked and was turned down. Maybe that's what happened.
No, that's not
Every
it.
time you ask,
They never asked.
every time you ask, you was turned down.
Somebody.
If that's what happened, y'all need to let me know. I don't understand. And all these beautiful sisters, man, I don't, what's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
Woo!
I want to talk about marriage, but don't want to get married.
So I'm saying to the single brothers and the single sisters, now some of the sisters, you don't want to get married, you've been hurt, and now you're mad.
Angry. Mad black woman.
Angry as hell. And you don't know how to talk to the man.
What you want?
No, this is true. I'm just keeping it real. And it's a story I saw on TV yesterday, a new program that came on, called Breaking It Through. I don't know if you all seen it yet.
Right.
And they had this brother and his wife and his children. And the host asked the question to the wife. Is he considered your oldest son?
Damn.
Oh, no.
And he, the husband, didn't have no strong comeback.
Oh, man. He said,
I wish.
Man. Oh.
Lord Jesus. It's
Lord
like,
me.
I wish. God damn it, boy. If I wasn't a man, I'd be a man that day.
I know that's right.
But I'm saying,
Man would have came with something.
I'm tired of hearing the sisters say, they ain't no real men.
Right.
You can't be talking about the FOI.
Come on now.
The FOI is the backbone
Come on now.
for the Nation of Islam.
Say that.
The fruit is the
Best.
But then if you're the best, then what the hell are you waiting on?
Come on.
Like I give the order, Mr. Sharrieff.
You mean to tell me you have to be ordered to go into courtship
Come on now.
with a queen?
That's big deal.
Something wrong.
What is wrong with
I'm scared.
you? I'm not bragging, I'm not boasting, I'm just telling the truth. My wife made it very clear to me. She don't want to work. Never had one. The only time she went to work is when I first got relieved. I'm being honest, I was messed up. What I was gonna put on my resume? Supreme Cap, former Supreme Cap. That's what I was gonna put on my resume. Man, who's gonna hire me? Who's gonna hire me? I'm like, crap. I'm not being honest. That was the most. I was saying. No. This was the most frightening time of my life. Because I'm used to taking care of my family, taking care of my mom, my mother. I'm used to taking care of myself, and now all of a sudden, I don't have nothing. What I have saved up and nothing. I'm with no future at that point. What am I gonna do? My wife didn't blink. She had a job the next day. Had not worked years.
Wow.
Because she was a lawyer. She got what? She said, "Oh, I'm going to work." I said, "What?" She said, "Yeah, you're going to work till you get yourself together." And she went to work. I didn't want her to go to work, but I ain't no fool with no ego. I know we had to eat. So she went to work. And that's the time every morning, I had to get up and take my children to school. First time I did that in my life. And my children told me that was the most precious moment of their life with me. Because I was always gone.
Yes, sir.
They say they love Daddy when I had to go and take them to school in the morning. And the minister had told me to read the story of Job. So when I took them to school, I came back home, I laid on the sofa, got the Bible, and I read the story of Job. And I used to lay on the sofa every day till it got a body. I mean, laying on that sofa. And the minister told me, he said, "Now your phone is not going to ring no more." He said, "You the same man, but your phone not going to ring no more."
That's right.
And when I was driving back, going home, I got two phones. And I used to lay on that sofa, reading the Bible, and the phone didn't ring. I used to pick the phone, I said, "Maybe it's cut off." It's still be open. And my wife would get up every morning, go to work. My routine was get up, take the children to school. They were so happy. Drop them off, come back home, lay on the sofa, read the book. I'm saying, "No, I can't. This ain't gonna get it." But my wife again.
She just did what she
She
had
went
to do.
to work. Came home. I started going to work. I went and got CleanNet. I don't know if y'all know CleanNet, janitorial service. It's a franchise. I went and bought one and went to work. And when I told you and tell you that I went to clean toilets, and I was cleaning toilets because I got the contract for the different daycares. And I was in there cleaning toilets. As I was cleaning the toilets, I was doing it hard. Supreme Cap, cleaning heavy. No, I'm just telling you the truth. That's literally how I did that. And I cleaned up their bathroom so damn clean. People were so proud of me. They just didn't know what was in my mind. But I said, that's not where I'm going to stop. But to take care of my family, I clean toilets. Ego, gone. Home. Clean toilets. Did it so good, I got more franchise wanted me to do it. Got my oldest daughter, her children. That's Devontae, y'all see him running crazy? Him, all of them. All of them. Got you clean the bathroom, you clean the toilet, you clean it. Got that. No, I'm just telling you the truth. What I did. I did what I had to do to take care of my family. I wasn't too proud. But see, what I learned in that, God wanted me to learn something. And as I laid on that sofa, I thought about the FOI. And I thought about the men that wanted to take care of their families and couldn't. So I had to go through that experience to feel it and to know what it's like to want to take care of your family and can't.
They can't do it.
And that's why I say to every woman, just because your man take a fall, don't give up.
Don't give up.
The minister told me, he said, down is not out. Down is preparation for up. Damn them up.
Come on now.
That takes to the sister. Don't give up on the black man. I don't give a damn how weak he look. You know what I'm saying to the black man? Don't become weak and stay there.
Right. That's right. Good point. Excellent.
The messenger gave us a few words. Up, you mighty nation, you can accomplish what you will. Up, you mighty FOI, you can accomplish what you will.
Always.
And then we can gain the respect back from our sisters. And I got a few questions. Yes, here. Does all divorce end because of ego? This is from one of the persons online. Is there a willingness to repair once it is realized? From Shalom Amina on Facebook. Oh. Does all divorce end because of ego? Me personally, I would say yes. I can trace it. Who? Anybody here? Anybody had a divorce? You had a divorce. You had a divorce. Now, after thinking and looking, was ego involved?
I agree with you totally. 100%.
I hope whoever, Miss Amina, is listening. Who else got divorced? Barry, can you trace the ego?
Yes.
Yes. Are you listening, Miss Amina? I hope you are. Okay, let's get to the next question. We gotta go. We gotta do some time. Another one online? Okay, read it.
Greetings, family. I'm divorced, but I still love my ex-husband/father of my 4 children and need my family back. How can we come back to love from damaging one another? We have potential, just unsure on how to move forward successfully. This last final chance at raising our children together and also a working youth.
Okay. I'd like for the family, could y'all respond to that? Was that sister asked the question?
Monique Lee.
Monique Lee, that's a sister. Yes.
I would say,
Is the husband listening? Oh, people can't tell. Is there any way we can ask, is the husband listening?
Yeah, here's a reply.
Okay, go ahead.
I know Brother Minister mentioned about God being at the center, you know, and it has, I mean, God has to be at the center. I mean, because it ain't like I did this, you know. I mean, one of the first things you say, you know, Allah did that. You know, all praise due to Allah. He has, I mean, like Brother Minister Sharrieff mentioned, he said, you know, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven. For all has to be added to you. So it has to be a higher force. I mean, whatever you call the name by, you know, it has to be some intervention to help you out, to help you to get strong, to be able to you know, really to come back to God and really realize, you know, and have the strength that you need to even have the desire to want to come back together. So it's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take God to have that strength and courage and to get to where you come. Because I'm definitely not taking, you know, responsibility saying, oh, it's just I did like that. Out with the ego. So I mean, we have to get back. God has to be at the center of that for sure.
Kath, would you like to say anything?
Yes, I just wanted to add that I agree with you totally, Rodney, because that's at the top of my page here. So I'm not going to reiterate that, but I will say that in anything, you have to be patient. You can't force it. You can't push it. You can't make it. You have to be patient. If you allow God to permeate through you, in time, He will help you to become patient. And as you become patient, you'll be able to determine things that need to be done. And of course, we know that auditing is key. Oftentimes, I know when myself and Rodney was married the first time, I suggested counseling. The black community, in particularly the man, thinks that is a problem with getting counseling. I and my children went to counseling. Rodney agreed but refused. This go round, he came talking about counseling. All praises are due to Allah. So oftentimes, it takes that brother, because women, we're the followers of him. He's over us, ultimately and essentially. So once Allah can touch him, then he can possibly open his heart. But I suggest be patient and be prayerful. And inshallah, it will possibly, I wouldn't say possibly, inshallah, I know that you and him will come together at least to be able to communicate as two adults. So it starts there.
And I would like to say, because they said Brother Sylvester asked was the brother present. He is listening. And I would like to say to him and to the sister, Honorable Ms. Farrakhan told me when counseling, gender don't rule.
All right now.
Truth rules.
Truth, right.
And I'd like to say to my brother, if he's listening, and to my sister, we have 4 beautiful children. I think she had 4 children, right? Yes. Now, you need to think of the divorce, what it's going to do to those children for their entire life.
Yeah.
That's right. Because of your ego, whatever it is that's going on, you need to think again. And learn the process of atonement.
Right.
But remember, you got 4 children that you're getting ready, if you have not already, destroyed. Because of your foolishness, whatever it is. And I'm saying to you all can get back together and you can make it work if you wish and put a lot at the center. Now get back together and work it out.
Brother, you should have brother and sister get in contact.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, he's in Atlanta? Well, I want him to have brother and sister to get in touch. Do you all have a number that they can get in touch with you on that you will give? Yes. I want you to give out the number.
The number is 770-693-4408.
All right.
Again, that number is 770-693-4408. You can ask for Sister Kathy, Brother Rodney, and or Sister Kathy.
All right. Thank you, Brother Gus, for that. See, because we want solutions.
That's right.
And if they already working out and prove that it can work, and they're willing to work with you. So please call them. Now, one more question. Any questions in the audience? Yes, because I got one. Yes, ma'am. Please stop.
How did you work through the process of becoming engaged again? Did you not only work through your past issues? Did you court again? Like, how did you measure that?
That's a good question. Because there was a little difference of how that should be done. But because we already had children together, and then when I was given the course of form, I was like, wait a minute, I already know how this part, So it was pretty much being cordial, still being respectful. I mean, she made that perfectly clear. No, I don't do that, because I was. Hey, we've been out there. We know how to, how we, try to get a woman. So I was trying that way. She's like, no, don't do that. So, you still have to be respectful. So, it wasn't like the conventional, know, courtship, because, you know, all the stuff is on there. You already know what she words, if she has children, how, you know, all that stuff. So it's just a matter of just being cordial, kind, courteous, respectful, and, you know, and moving from there. You know, because it was a unique situation.
Okay.
So we did the courtship, it just, you know, may not have been the traditional way.
Okay, we're gonna close it down at 10. We got a few more minutes. I want to read one question from online. How would you handle forgiveness if it was unfaithfulness? Do you think that not giving the other person a second chance is due to ego? Would you all like to handle that?
I would say yes to that. I would say definitely yes.
Definitely yes.
Yes. When you decide you don't want to consider that individual because they've been unfaithful, yes, it's ego. However, I overcame it because I experienced it. So it could be done.
Praise be to Allah.
Praise be to Allah.
Beautiful.
That's right, that's right.
Oh, you want to hear us? Oh, you want to answer the question?
Well, do you think that it doesn't have to do with a person's personality, because whether man or woman, they have to determine whether they can actually live with something like that. It doesn't, I don't know personally as a woman, I don't know if it has to do with ego. If it were me, in my case, you know, I would think that it would have to do more with my character, my personality, that I would have to evaluate and say, can I trust that person, individual, again? And if I couldn't, I wouldn't be able to, I wouldn't want to go back to that relationship, because in my mind I would be thinking, okay, is he telling me the truth? And why would I want to be miserable? So, I mean,
Right.
I don't know if I agree 100% with somebody saying that it was the ego. I think it has more to do with the character of the person, of the individual, and knowing what, you know, your strengths. I don't know. Can you elaborate? Do you think that it would always be ego?
Just based on my personality. My personality is just what you stated. No nonsense, don't put up, done. That's my personality. However, when you look at those words, patience and patience and forgiveness, and when you bridge those two together, and I had 10 years to be patient, not that I know I was going to be returning back to him. I had 10 long years. And along with me being patient and having 10 years, it gave me an opportunity to do some self-reflection and to learn about true forgiveness. Because again, our leader, teacher, and guide, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and Master Farad Muhammad, they've gone through so much that we can't even bear. Not only people talking about us on the level that they talk about Minister Farrakhan. If that man, and we say we want to be a reflection of him, if he can go through all of what he goes through with us and still love us despite it, and he's supposed to be our example, who am I to say that I can't humble myself and bring myself there? Now, I'm not saying, sister, that it happened overnight, because I'm a work in progress. But whatever we desire, if we truly desire, it's called the secret. And they got this 10 series tape called The Secret, but really it's what we believe. Whatever we take out of our mouth and put it in the universe, you get it back. So I stated that, and I spoke to the God when I say my prayers. I kept asking for a husband. And I was very specific when he came. But I wasn't so specific when those other brothers proposed to me. And it was 4 before he came and proposed. Came back. Yes, sir.
You didn't forget that
And
one.
so I'm saying to you that I'll never say never, because that was my spirit. That was my spirit when my children, when I was raising my children and they was in school and they did things that I say no, they wasn't taught to do, and they did it. They made me out to be a liar because I didn't train them. I said I would never marry this brother again, but Allah moved through me. The God worked on me, and He's still working on me. So it ain't all resolved, but we're on the process. Just like when I married him the first time, he'll tell anybody, I never told Rodney I loved you. Am I telling a lie? I'm not telling a lie. And the minister said in this tape, Love and Duty or Role. What is your role? He said, is anybody in this room in love? And when everybody raised their hand, he said, you're all liars. He said that because love is a process. You have to get there. And my husband was saying, yes, my wife was right on it, because I saw potential in him. I saw potential. This brother, he was spitting out all sorts of things in the Bible because he was fully engulfed in the Bible. And I was in the Bible and in the church. And I loved the God he had. He spoke the word. So I saw potential. And that's why I married him. And I fell in love with him. Just like I'm falling back in love with him again. But it's a different type of love, man. It's a good love. It's a sweet love. It's a sincere love.
Sweet love.
Go on now. Come on now. Go on, Black woman. Yeah.
We'll close out on this one. Now, how can I forgive my wife after she hurt me so bad? Come on, bro. No name. Y'all want to you
want that one?
Did he say what she did?
Didn't say that was it.
It's not the same
I wish
question.
you would have said that, then you know how deep this is, see? Because if she hurt you so bad, then she must have
Yeah.
cheated on you.
Right.
That's what I was.
That would have
That's
sounded.
what I'm thinking. That kind of thing. But not that she hurt you physical real bad.
He was being.
Yeah, babe.
I don't know which one it is.
Face upside the head.
So I wish you left it so open with it. I don't know. I don't know.
It wasn't me, bro.
It wasn't you back. Because you left it open, I really don't know how to answer this. Because I don't know. I wish you would have been more specific so I could. So next time, write again, but people will start knowing it, man. All right? Any more questions? Yes. Oh, Sister Maya, yes, ma'am. Uh-oh. Yes, ma'am.
It's a quick question. I want to know if they have any advice about, like, maybe some techniques that you can use to, like, be quiet sometimes. Yes, sir. I guess since I asked, it's for the sister. Like, before you get ready to say something, not necessarily as me, but like sometimes you know how they say you gotta pick your battles. Like, you don't always gotta argue because you know that you're right. But you know you're right.
Before you speak.
But you're not gonna listen to me. So I don't know if I should just be quiet. And then he always say, you could just stop. You could just not say nothing. And I'm like, but you was wrong. You know, so what can I say in my own mind to say, okay, just don't say nothing? Because even when I say don't say nothing, I still say something. And then we argue.
Wow. That's the woman that has to have the last word.
Yes.
We all know that all too well. Again, that takes training and patience. But you have to take this and put it into practical application. You have to apply it. This didn't happen overnight. And I remember the minister saying, and I don't know which tape he shared it on, but he said that Mother Khadijah, she knew her place. She knows her role. What is your role? That's the tape. I would suggest that you listen to that. And for me, I play it now. I play it now in my CD in my car because it helps guide you. Sometimes you might have missed the word back then, but you'll pick up now. But you have to have patience. What I'm sharing with you, you have to practice it. And then it will become a part of you. But you can't just say, I'm going to try. You got to actually do it. You follow? And then after you begin to hold your tongue, there will be an opportunity that presents itself where you can revisit that conversation again. Or if you study your husband, you'll know when it's a good opportunity. But when it's heated, and you know your husband, you know when he's on 10, you know when he's on 8, you know when he's on 2. We have to learn how to de-escalate a situation. And we have to train this and that big piece of meat in between these two lips called the tongue. We have to train it. And I'm saying to you, sister, that me being by myself for a period of time has helped me learn about how to manage myself with my husband. Now, do I talk? Yes. But I'm learning him again, so it makes it better. So you have to understand your husband. I mean, really understand. We have to train our ears and we got to train our eyes to learn our husbands. And once you do this, you can master yourself and master your husband. Truly. But you got to learn how to do this.
And then, real quick, the only other two books that I would recommend outside of what we have in the nation is that book, Man of Steel and Velvet.
And Fascinating Womanhood for the woman.
It was, I think the minister had recommended those one time back, but you can't buy them in the store. You got to go online.
You have to go online.
Those are two good books.
Man of Steel and Velvet
for the brother.
And Fascinating Womanhood. We was asked to buy that in our class as well. So those are two excellent books.
Brother Sharrieff mentioned earlier that the minister told him that 99% of the time, she's right. She's right. But we can't handle it. Right. So, sister, y'all at the point now when you need counsel. You need somebody to help get you through.
Yes, sir.
So that you don't wake up the family and end up having to tour and then come back and get together later on. I'm going through a scenario with my daughters right now. And they were there, because he can't take it. But she got to learn how not to give it so hard, but at the same time, if it's true, it's true. But he can't take it.
Not right now.
Not right now. So counsel.
And if I may make this last point, and then you know, I won't say anything else. But women are like 10 years ahead of the brothers. We're more mature. Mentally. I mean, we're like 7 to 10 years ahead of them. And it takes a while for them to catch up, and that's why, just based on reading and observation, and marriage and staying married in my family is very, very long. It's longevity there, very long years in my family, and there's age gaps. It's difference in age. So I think it's because the brothers, they might have married because the brothers was older and they were mature. Sometimes you can't marry at the same age because some brothers are just not as mature as other men. And it varies. It varies. Some brothers mature at it, but just based on the research and the statistics, brothers don't mature as quickly as sisters. We just ahead.
All right, that is something for you to think about. It's true. Because it's true, because I'm saying
What do you think about that?
that, brothers, I must say, that the sisters are much smarter than we are. That's just facts. You can watch right now, coming up, the little baby girls, they get potty trained. The little boy, he grown. He still ain't potty trained.
I mean, that's research.
No, that's just real.
That's right.
That's just real.
That's right.
And one of the biggest problems that we have as men, universal, we won't listen to them.
That's right.
We have to make 3 mistakes, maybe four before we decide to come back and say, you know, honey, you was right. Why? Ego. Why? And sometimes only because I don't want you to be right. Why not? If she's right, truth is truth. But our ego, and that's what I'm saying, we're gonna have to get our ego under control.
That's right.
The divorce rate is going to go through the ceiling.
That's right.
That's just real. We're going to have to checkmate the ego. And the question was, and I raised it before, why did God give us ego? Because both of us have it. And why is it that we allow our ego to be inflated? Why do we allow that to happen? Why is it that you don't want truth coming from, if God bless another person with truth to do some things that maybe you wish you could do at that time and have not done it? Why do you allow your ego to get involved? And then after ego, envy and jealousy. Why? Just some questions that we're going to answer next. We're going to have we have a guest speaker, special guest speaker coming next Wednesday, and then we'll finish up. But you got to come. Special guest next week. Don't miss it. You don't need to know who. Just come and find out. It's going to be great. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right.